Assalamu alaikum. Have you noticed how there is something really interesting going on in Surah Ar-Rahman for all of you, especially for you who are still trying to recover, still trying to find a ways to deal with dom, meaning oppression that happens to us as a Muslims, Islamophobia, discrimination, you know what I'm talking about. And how Surah Ar-Rahman is just the right thing that we need, just the right reminder to our shattered souls at times, trying to recover from whatever oppressive experience we endure in this society. What I'm referring to are actually the first words of Surah Ar-Rahman, and it's almost like he's establishing his kingdom by those two names, Ar-Rahman and Rahim. Those names are just for me, but also he asks you to ask yourself a question. Haven't he taught you everything? Haven't he gave you everything? Whether you Muslim, whether you believer, whether you hypocrite, whatever your station of growth in your faith and your spirituality is, isn't it a truth that his premonitions in the Sunnah, in Quran, have came true? They are going to come true. Isn't it the truth that he is still maintaining this creation, including you as a creation, and he's allowing you to go through different stages and observe different stages of this earth and this universe? And you really have to sit down with yourself, and for every sentence, which of the favors of your Lord you are prepared to deny, you have to point that finger at yourself and ask yourself a question. How do I live with this surah? How do I actually use the surah to grow in strength, grow in independence in my faith, grow in reassurance in my deen, grow in self-esteem as well, in my choice of faith, and look around you and ask yourself a question. Isn't it the truth that there are many favors which I do not encounter, and one of them is that I am of that specific level that I can understand Surah Rahman, that I can see what he's showing to me. And although the surah is so simple and mentions seas and mentions stars and mentions day of judgment and mentions creation of man and creation of jinn, it is really not that simple for others to see. Because what Surah Rahman reminds me of is that we're all going through different stages of faith, meaning awareness and consciousness. Our relationship with God starts somewhere and then goes somewhere. And it doesn't really reflect of your attempts. It doesn't really reflect of your ability to understand and reconnect with the hamd and shukr and gratitude. What this surah really reflects is the distance between you and others. And that is the moment when you should again ask yourself a question. Oh, really? Shouldn't I experiencing those Islamophobic, misogynistic, marginalizing, discriminatory experiences as a practicing Muslim? Shouldn't I see that as an ayat already? Shouldn't I understand that it was already said to me in Surah Ar-Rahman? Because Surah Ar-Rahman says to you and me, it doesn't matter what those jinns and insan are. It doesn't matter at what stage, how far from me, how far away from Tawheed they are. I'm still going to provide for them, and I'm going to provide for you. So you know how some people, they're waiting for the right sign, they're asking, they're praying for God for the right moment, for the right ayat. for the right thing to happen. We also have people in our community doing it to themselves, specifically with istikhara and tahajjud. This is really, really basic understanding of relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and basic connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His signs and His favors. This is this mythical, literal understanding of religion. This is almost like I will believe if I will see. And God says, you don't need to provide to you any proofs, but hold on a moment, let me give you Surah Ar-Rahman. I hope you're going to connect with it differently right now. Let me know how did it go. Assalamu alaikum.